Welcome to another show of Ed Talks live from Dubai. My name is Ivo Hanan. This show has been created to connect global educators and parents now who are involved in homeschooling with more ideas from some thought leaders who are going to share some of their insights during this show. My name is Ivo Hanan. I am an educator of almost 2 decades. I am currently enjoying remote learning from home and also enjoying all of the delights of homeschooling with my 2 little angels. So I'm hoping that this show is going to be beneficial both for teachers and parents. If you would like to follow me, I have this YouTube account which is going to host the Ed Talks now and obviously in the future. I have a Twitter account which you can see here, and I also, if you want to continue this conversation and you are part of Twitter, please follow and contribute at the hashtag Agency Ed Talks Live. This show is brought to you by Teacherly. They have been a great supporter of Ed Talks right from the very beginning. They sponsored the previous show and they have also sponsored this one very kindly as well. I'd like to introduce to you our 3 guests this evening. They come from all corners of the globe. We have Taylor Armstrong, who is part of the Education Never Dies movement and also a big personal advocate of Be Your Own Compass. We have Kevin O'Shea. He is from Osaka in Japan, and he's going to be sharing some quick insights to parents and teachers on homeschooling. And we also have the CEO and founder, also previous educator, Atif Mahmood of Teacherly, who's going to share 3 top tips on how to best use this great platform. We also have our game show element, which is called Crack the Code. We did this last time. We used a spin the wheel format for people who have registered for the event. You would have already had an opportunity to select your color, select your number, and select your letter to win be part of the $100 prize that will be given away today. That will be split into 2 sections, $50 at one end and $50 at another. More of those details to come. So, a little bit of education news. As we continue to evolve our skills in homeschooling, some parents have thought it would be best to share just how effective their homeschooling strategies are. Let's
Hello class, I'm your teacher, Mrs. Mum. No, hang on, just wait. I don't know what the question means. Just give me a second to understand the question. List 3 adverbs. What in God's name is an adverb? No, get out of the kitchen. Get out, close the cupboard and sit back at the table, okay? We are not finished yet. This is year 2 maths. Honey, are you sure? I think we've downloaded the wrong form. Seriously can't be expected to do this. This is so much work. For me. Oh, I've definitely watched enough CSI to know how to commit the perfect murder. All right, question 4, darling, over there. Yep. Okay, class. Today we're going to be watching a documentary about tiger conservation. All right, no more questions. That lesson's finished. It's now time for PE. So everyone out to the backyard and just run and play for 45 minutes. So I'm going to stay in here and stay hydrated. Oh, God. Algebra. Oh, I don't know. I think that's in Spain. Honey, is algebra in Spain? No, I'm thinking Gibraltar. No, algebra's in Africa. Or is that Algeria? Hey Google, where's algebra?
According to Wikipedia, the word algebra is derived from the Arabic word.
Absolutely brilliant. I wonder how many of you guys actually know where algebra is, or Algeria. Please let us know on the comments below. So, our first guest is Taylor Armstrong. He's going to be zooming in from Alabama. Taylor, are you there, my friend?
Here, man. What's going on?
Yeah, all good. How are things in Alabama?
Man, it is a wonderful day, bright and sunny, about 60. It's absolutely beautiful.
So, for people who don't know who you are, Taylor, do you want to share a quick insight of who you are, please?
Sure. So, I have pretty much done most every job you can do in education, starting with being a bus driver and working all the way up to being in central office now. I mean, I've done it all, and probably done it backwards too. I started without a degree and had to go back and get a degree. And then I've been doing it for about 15 years. Kind of worked my way through. Now I'm working on my EDD and trying to take that next step in my career. I've got 4 wonderful kids, and yes, they are still alive. Thank goodness. Homeschooling can be crazy. And that's my goal every day when my wife gets home, because she's essential. She works in mental health. So when she gets home every day, my goal is that they're all alive and we're still kind of happy. So we're working on that. And then one of the things about me that if you follow me on Twitter or anything, you know, is that I love relationships. Because throughout my schooling, I probably went to 9, 10 different schools and moved several times. And relationships, whether it be with teachers or people, was huge to me. So I'm huge on relationships and just what that can mean in our lives and in our growth.
That's brilliant. So, I mean, relationships are key, aren't they? When it comes to being a teacher, or even as a parent when you're tackling some of these homeschooling needs. So, can you just give us a bit of an insight on how you best connect to students and children as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's like with my children, it's hard because with your children, it's always the hardest because you're like, you should be better than this, right? You give more grace to other people and other kids because I guess they're just not part of your family, so it's a little different. And you're like, I raised you not to be this crazy. What's wrong with you? You know? But with our kids, it's a little bit harder. But the things I try to do is I first try to put myself in their shoes. So like in middle school, I moved into a middle school in 6th grade. And then I moved out in 8th grade and went to another school. And that's really hard for a kid, not having friends, and you try to understand their situation and understand where they're coming from. And so middle school really was awful for me. But I had some great teachers that connected with me and really helped me through that process. And when I didn't have a ton of friends, they were there for me to at least listen to me and understand. So those positive things come from the really small things. So the little bitty things you do, like, you know, just listening and letting people know, yeah, I heard what you said, and let them know the little things that you heard, right? So it's not that I got this big thing, but I listened close enough that I heard that small thing, and I feel where you're coming from. And on top of that, you know, you show them later that, hey, I remember you said this. And it builds that connection of, yeah, we're here together and we're doing this together. And I'm not going to leave you out there. You know, we're going to work together and we're going to build, and I'm going to be here for you no matter what. And I do that with my kids too. Like, we'll be out here, but when they mess up, you know, I'm going to pull them aside and I'm going to say, I need you to sit with me for a minute. We'll have a talk. And like my other kids are playing, we're going to have a talk about, you know, what's going on. And, you know, yeah, they're not being able to play, but why are you not being able to play? And what's going on? And all right, if you do this, we can learn from this and we can do it together. And when they learn, it builds on that. And so another thing I like to do is, especially for students, allow them expression. And we do this with our teachers too. You know, I can't expect my teachers and my students to replicate exactly what I do. right? Because that's not their way. That's not their path.
Yeah.
So for me, I've got to allow you that expression to twist it, and make it your own. And you can have the concept, but at the same time, I've got to allow you to be you. And with doing that and giving them that ownership, regardless of what age level it is, it allows them to really be invested and say, okay, I know he's supporting me. I know he's got faith in me, but he's also letting me be me. And when you do that and you give them the tools to do that, it really makes it a lot better process, and it gives them a lot more buy-in, because then it's their version, it's what they're doing, and it's Taylor's version of it, and not just me replicating Evo's version. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, you've given lots of advice there, Taylor. So for all the viewers out there, teachers and parents who are currently homeschooling, what 3 pieces of advice would you leave to our viewers to help them on this journey of building positive relationships?
Well, first thing I would say is don't do what the video did. So, keep it really simple. This is not about being high school algebra or high school calculus right now. We're not worried about doing all these tests. The first thing you've got to do for students, your children, is connect. That is the first thing. If you don't have that relationship, you don't have that connection, the learning doesn't happen. Okay? It's just people sitting in a room until you shut up long enough for them to do something else. That's all it is. This is not a classroom. It's our house. So treat it that way. Me and my kids the other day, they're still young. So what we did is we had a little picnic in the backyard, and we practiced math by counting grapes while we were having our picnic. We practiced, we saw an ant, so we practiced how to spell the word ant. Little things like that, we're having fun, and we're doing things as well. It doesn't have to be overblown. And then after that, we went to kick the soccer ball for a while. Those are the things that matter. Keep it super simple, because it's not your school. This is not state testing. It's not all that stuff. It's just have fun and enjoy the time and learn a little bit along the way. The second thing I would say is allow the chaos. Okay? So if you're doing Skype, if you're, Zoom, whatever, allow the chaos. You know what I mean? Because
absolutely.
There's chaos in your house. It's going to happen, but that's okay, because part of the chaos is part of the learning. Because like I said, the other day when I had to sit down with my kids, it was part of the chaos, but I got to stop and teach along the way. And then we got to go back and start playing. Allow that chaos, because it has some learning points in it. And then the last thing I would say would be encourage along the way. Keep it positive. Don't get overhyped about what they're doing, because they're just as crazy as you are, right? Keep it positive, encourage them, and let them know that regardless of what happened, you appreciate their effort, but let's make a little adjustment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Taylor, thank you very much for tuning in and joining us from Alabama. 3 really distinct points. You obviously take these types of things into what you do with both Education Never Dies and with Be Your Own Compass, 2 things that I very much treasure and think are great movements. Thank you very much. We're going to be talking a little bit about that education community that are supporting us, actually, just in a minute. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend, and I'll be catching you soon.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Take care, Taylor. Taylor, joining us there from Alabama. Absolutely awesome. I mean, this guy has spent a lot of time outside of his classroom creating movements that are all about being positive, all about developing relationships, and all about self-worth. Okay, if you do want to follow somebody on Twitter who's got a positive outlook on life, please take a quick look at Taylor. Thanks again, Taylor, for joining us for the show. So our education communities that are currently supporting this show from around the world, all part of this very positive movement in education. We have the Crazy PLN. They did a talk just this morning, actually, just before we started this show. We have Barbara Bray, who's always doing podcasts on rethinking the learning that we do. The Staff Room Podcast, who are currently tuning in from Canada, who are going to be also doing podcasts that relate to this show. Education Never Dies, which has a bunch of people involved, including Taylor and Pav and Shay, who are part of the Staff Room podcast. KDSL, led by Kevin Simpson, one of my really good friends. We Are One Team, led by Dustin, who again is a great guy. The Edu Table, which is on the west coast of the States, led by Melissa and Nicole. Follow Your Own Compass, obviously by our man Taylor. And Inspire Citizens, which is led by Stephen and Kavita. They are based out in China. So if you want to be getting in touch or connecting both teachers and parents to communities that provide that positive kind of movement in education and some great ideas, feel free to get in touch with these guys. You can find them on Twitter and other social media channels. So our next guest is going to be calling in from Osaka, Japan. He has currently been remote teaching for over 2 months now. He shares some really positive videos on the best ways you can cope with remote learning on Twitter, and that's one of the reasons why I brought him onto the show. A little bit of a global perspective from our man in Japan, Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
I'm great. How you doing?
Yeah,
I'm very good.
All good. What? It must be late in Japan, no?
Yeah, it's after midnight. It is 12:17 a.m.
Whoa.
So-
Well, I mean, thank you very much, Kevin, for tuning in and just spending a little bit of time with our viewers to share some of your insights. How long have you been part of this remote learning phase?
Well, I'm on day 1,500,797. No, that's what it feels like sometimes. I've been doing remote learning since January of 2020. I'm actually based out of Shenzhen, China. During the Chinese New Year in January, my school was right across the border from Hong Kong and mainland China and Shenzhen. We realized we would have to start doing this, and I did remote learning for several weeks in China. Then my family and I moved to Japan, where my wife is from, where I lived for many years, and where we continued doing our online remote learning. But yeah, we're now in week 11.
Week 11, whoa. So,
yeah.
Week 11, obviously you've got a lot of experience as a teacher. Don't want to really be keeping you up for much longer, my friend. Just okay. 2 or 3 quick tips on how parents and teachers can possibly move forward with remote learning and homeschooling, sir.
Well, for teachers out there who are getting into this, who are new into this, there's a lot of different things you have to have. Patience, the ability to evolve and pivot, because things are going to change, not just within a grade level, but even within the classes within a grade level. So we all know that each class within a grade level is very different. It's going to be like that with your online learning. You as a teacher are going to have to be really flexible. Your teams are going to have to be really flexible. And the mantra within my own family, when my kids say to me, like, Dad, when can we go back home? Dad, when can we go back to school? Is, I don't know. So that's often a mantra, because we just don't know, because our world situation is always evolving. We don't know where it's going. So you need to be able to roll with those punches. Same with parents. Parents, you're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. And we love you for that. We are the teachers who love your children. We care about your children. We will do anything for your children. But right now, we can't be with your children. And we can send the guidelines out, the information out. And we realize that you're all in really different situations. And maybe you're not able to do all of these things. Maybe you can. Just do the best that you can, parents, because we know that you love your kids. We love your kids. Just try the best you can. I suppose that's the best I can give.
No, Kevin, honestly,
Yeah.
Really appreciate your insights there. I'm sure all the viewers are connecting to this. I can see some people just on the chat now, people talking about Shay, talking about pivoting. We've got Barbara and Kevin also talking a little bit about what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. You are making a very positive impact on Twitter. Keep sharing your thoughts, my friend.
Thank you.
Maybe get yourself some
Suddenly coughing.
no problem at all.
Yeah.
Stay well, and I'll catch you soon, sir. Thanks again.
Take care.
Take care.
Coughing.
That was Kevin from Osaka, Japan. Again, one of our really key kind of game changers in education, constantly sharing his thoughts and ideas on his experience and how others who are fairly new, possibly, to remote learning can take advantage and go through this process with a little bit more energy and connect better with students and parents. So we are now up to our first round of Crack the Code. The first round is going to be worth $50. It's a $50 Amazon gift card because at the moment it's the easiest way to give something to people securely. It is sponsored by Teacherly, the people who are currently supporting this event. It will be interesting to see just what comes up. Last time we had a couple of greens. Our two winners were Linda and Cameron. I've had a little bit of a chat with them last week and they were telling me just how beneficial it was for them to win. So good luck to you guys. If you haven't pre-registered, I will be sending the link now on the comments so you can pre-register for round 2. You won't unfortunately be included in round 1 because that's only for the pre-registered part of the audience. Make sure that you pre-register next time before the show begins on the 25th of April. There you go. I have now just posted on the comments the link for anyone who wants to register for the Crack the Code round 2. Okay, we're going to go to round 1. Let's see how this goes. The first part of Crack the Code is choosing a color. In the comments, guys, I want to see what colors you are rooting for. Are you rooting for blue? Are you rooting for green? Are you rooting for red? Or are you rooting for yellow? Guys, let's see it. I'd love to see just what colors you guys are going to hit before we start the spin. Remember, if you choose the right color, you stay in the game. Okay? Okay. Let's start the first spin. Okay, guys, the first spin. It is green again. So if you chose green, you are still in the game. Oh, I can see that Tracy has put down green. The blues, unfortunately, are out the game for this round. You will have another round. Okay, let's go down to the number. Okay, guys, so the number is number 1. So green, and if you've got 1 or close to 1, you could still be in the game. Let me have a quick look and see how many people currently are in that process there. So we've got green, we've got 2 3s. Okay, so we will have to go to the next round. Okay, so it is sitting on 2 people at the moment. Okay, so let's have a look. There is an R and there is a C. Okay, guys, good luck. Well, that's not the one that we want. Good luck, guys. R and C. Okay, so it's landed on F, guys. Okay, so it's landed on F. Okay, so we are going to be calling, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can make this work this time. Okay. What have we got here? Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, is ringing. Hello, is that Mel Hawkins? Is that Mel Hawkins? Yes, congratulations, Mel. You are live on YouTube. You have just won round one of Crack the Code. $50 and a $50 Amazon gift card is on the way. How do you feel? No, you did well. So congratulations. Our $50 Amazon gift card is on its way to you in the email. You will receive that in the next 48 hours. I hope you continue to enjoy the show. Thanks again for participating. Thank you. Okay, so we have our first winner. We have another round. If you register and get your code in the next 15 minutes, you will be, well, next 10 minutes even, you will be entered into the second round. Good luck. Choose your code wisely, guys. Okay, so our next guest, he is the CEO and founder of Teacherly. He's one of my good friends. He's put in a tremendous amount of effort into this platform, which is now a global platform used by teachers and parents. He has created a short video to share 3 top tips on the best ways to use Teacherly. I'm just going to play it for you now. Atif, thank you very much for creating this video for us. I hope you're well. Parents and teachers who are tuning in, I hope these insights help you understand a little bit more about a platform that you can use.
Hi, Ivo. Great to touch base with you this week. Hope everything's well with you. Hi, everyone. My name's Atif. I'm the founder and CEO of Teacherly. I've worked in education as a former teacher and director of technology in the UK and also in Asia. And I've also worked for Cambridge Assessment as project manager within education technology. Teacherly is a UK-based company. It's based out of London, but we branched out into the Middle East about 8-9 months ago. We also launched in Europe and the US earlier this year. And really, my focus is on the teaching workforce. I have a huge passion, having worked with so many teachers over the last 10 years, that I really wanted to focus in and hone in on flexible teaching. By 2040, 70% of the population will be urbanized. We already know what impact that's had on mobility. But I guess what we were trying to do was a little bit ahead of the market. But because of the whole coronavirus and the issues we're having at the moment, we've been able to really help a lot of teachers and schools and also parents. And I wanted to share some of the reasons why and why Teacherly is a good fit for teachers who are working remotely at the moment and who may then go back into schools in September, and also for parents who are juggling work and parenting like I am. As you can see, I've got 2 daughters there. So let me take you through what Teacherly is very quickly and kind of give you 3 real reasons why I think Teacherly is a is a good fit for teachers who are working remotely at the moment, and for parents also who may be at home juggling work and also looking for resources online. So Teachly helps with a number of things. And one of the things that we're really focused in on is the workflow of teachers. So the first real reasons why teachers use Teachly is because of the fact that it enables teachers to plan lessons really quickly with the curriculum already in the platform, with all the learning objectives and standards in there, and you have access to then the content and to create engaging interactive lessons. So again, it saves you a lot of time and allows you to add audio, video, and additional resources in your lessons. If you want to, you can also use templates. So as a teacher, when you start using Teachly, one of the things we want to do is allow you to use templates very quickly. So if you're a maths teacher, for example, and you start planning lessons using Teachly, you can start to see what your third, fourth, fifth lesson should look like. And you can click on the template. If you like the look of this lesson, you can browse through it. And if you like the look of this lesson, you click on create lesson using this template. And when the lesson opens up, you'll be able to create interactive lessons using audio and video. And that's a really nice thing to have right now, because obviously with students at home, you're creating lessons, you're looking for resources. We also integrate with Google Drive and Microsoft 365 as well with Microsoft Teams. And you have access to audio and video. So again, with teaching assistants or students who are SEN and you may want to record something, so a voice that they're familiar with, you can do that. You can also record video. So if you were doing an explanation, but again, if you want to record something like for 16-year-olds who are 16, looking at careers advice at the moment, you can share this lesson from the top right-hand corner over here, not just with the teachers, but also coaches, mentors, founders and CEOs like myself. I've done an interview recently with First Point School, James First Point, and to add a video for example, like I say, 16-year-olds with careers advice. So there are different ways in how Teachly is helping different teachers do different things. You can also have real-time communication between teachers, so you feel there is peer-to-peer support. So that's another great reason why teachers are using Teachly, because it's not the fact that you are planning lessons using Teachly and assigning them to students, but you also have peer-to-peer support between teachers. So you can add video and audio separately to these comments and messages, allowing you to continue your professional development from home. You can also, with the peer-to-peer support, add comments. So you may also decide that what you want to do is on a lesson, add a particular comment about how you've taken a certain approach in a lesson whilst you're teaching remotely and how that's helped you. And again, you can add video and audio to that with that. And these comments are only viewable by the teachers you've shared your lesson with from the top right-hand corner over here, users and teams. So you can share your lesson with individual teachers or with teams. Now, looking at this again very quickly, the third reason why this is a really good fit, not just for teachers and schools, but also for parents. Now, you can get access to ready-made templates and lessons. You can also share these lessons with parents if you wanted to, and invite teachers to your team. So within a team, you can call it a parent homeschooling team, and you invite other parents to take part, and you can also invite a teacher from a school that your children go to have a look at the lessons you're using, and maybe add some resources in there for your students, and you can then communicate with your teachers from here. So again, it's all in one place, and that's again a really good reason why parents and teachers are finding Teachly useful at the moment. The other thing, obviously, with teachers right now, going back on the first reason why teachers is a really good fit around planning and collaborating and sharing on your lessons, is the fact that when you go into your classes, if you're delivering lessons remotely, not everybody has access to Wi-Fi or internet, the bandwidth to have live lessons. So one thing you can do is have a look at the lesson that you're about to deliver, you can go live. So you can deliver a live lesson to students. And we have safeguarding and privacy is really important to us. Our own technology for video conferencing, so you can undo the video, share the lesson with students from here, and you can have and they can see you, you can see them, and you can browse through the lesson. If I close out for a second. The other thing you can do is, whilst you're delivering lessons remotely, you may not want to do live lessons, you can go into students and you can have a look at the progress they're making remotely. And that's, again, a really good reason why parents and for teachers, it's a great way of keeping track of where your children or students are at. So just going back to the dashboard here now, you can see your schedule, your lessons, your teacher circle with comments. You can see all your classes, your schedule. As teachers, you can also have access to your profile, and we can push out certain courses for remote teaching in terms of professional development, access to all the templates, and this is where you set up teams, and you can invite other teachers within your department, or as a parent, you can set up a team with other parents and invite teachers in there as well. As I'm doing that, one of the things, I won't take too much of time going through the lesson. The other thing I want to mention very quickly is that we're running live Teacher D training every day, twice a day, so you can register for that. We're also hosting a webinar very soon with Zaina, who's our regional manager for the GCC market, especially for Arabic teachers. So if you have any Arabic teachers in your schools or parents who want to learn more, please have a look at this webinar. It will be on the 18th of April. And I wanted to share a few resources that I use at home with my little ones. One is Night Zookeeper, really good for storytelling. This is EdPlace. EdPlace has access to all Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, and Key Stage 3 resources. It is a paid-for service, but it is useful. And the other one from the US, which I'm a huge fan of, is Wide Open School. So I hope you find these resources useful. I hope you found what I said interesting. Don't forget, there are 3 reasons why teachers find and parents find Teacherly useful. Reason number 1 is that you can plan, share, and collaborate in one space with interactive lessons, including audio and video and live lessons. Reason number 2 is because there's peer-to-peer support, and that's really important for the well-being of your teachers, to be able to create teams and have peer-to-peer support so they feel like they're still in school within their department. And reason number 3, for parents, it's a really good place to invite teachers to have a look at the lessons and set up teams with other parents who are also homeschooling, and really have one space where you have resources, all your lessons, so you're not searching for different websites, and you have access to messaging other parents, and also just very quickly on the same lesson, just asking through annotation the teachers if you're struggling with something. Thank you very much, Ivo. I'll see you soon.
So that was Atif from Teacherly giving us 3 top reasons why we could possibly use Teacherly for remote learning and homeschooling. It's a fantastic platform, guys. Teacherly.io, you can see it just here in the corner. Obviously, great supporters of Ed Talks as well. Thank you very much for that positive message, Atif. I hope you and your family are doing well. So, just before we round off, we have our next round of Crack the Code. We've had a surgence of entries. We've doubled the number of entries since the start of the show, which is great to see. Makes it all that more competitive. What I am going to do is switch things around a little bit. So you can actually shuffle the colours here. So I'm going to shuffle the colours and then make a start. Let's see where we go, guys. Good luck. It is yellow, guys. Yellow. Okay. I do have to say, yellow is probably one of the colours that is least chosen. There's only 3 people who've actually chose yellow, so it shouldn't take too long to sort this out. So let's go to the next one. Oh. Let's not use that. Let's do the same thing, shuffle the numbers to make it a little bit more even. And let's give this a go. So everyone who's yellow, there's 3 who chose yellow, good luck. Okay, it's number 1, guys. Okay, so let me just have a quick look here. I'm gonna find out we actually have one person who is the closest. So I think this is unbelievable, guys. We have one person who's chosen the closest, believe it or not, and he is the same person who won last week. We have a yellow 6 and 2 yellow 7s. The yellow 6 is actually Cameron, who won last week. I'm going to give Cameron a quick call. It didn't work last time, but I think that was just to do with the Wi-Fi issues. He is currently in Dubai. I mean, he's just won twice in a row. You can't be too unhappy about that, right? Okay, Cameron, let's see. Cameron, congratulations! I can't believe it. He's won again, guys. He won $100 2 weeks ago. He's chosen probably the most random combination.
I purposely tried not to win this week.
You purposely tried not to win this week, and you ended up winning. I don't know if that's an insult to everyone else who entered. Cameron, congratulations. You will be receiving a $50 Amazon gift card in your mail in the next 48 hours. Hope you and your family are safe, sir. Speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Keep up with the good work.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
So, would you believe it? So we end up with somebody winning 2 shows on the run. I mean, when you crack the code, you crack the code, right? Well done, Cameron, and well done to Mel, who won the first round. If you want to be part of both rounds next time, there will be a link that's sent out. The link will actually go out just before the 25th on this YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to this channel to stay updated with future Ed Talk shows and also ways in which to enter the future competitions. So just before we end the show, I'd like to say a big thank you to Taylor, who joined us from Alabama, Kevin, who joined us very late at night from Osaka, Japan, and Atif, who gave us those 3 very wonderful insights of his platform, which can directly help us with our jobs, both with remote learning and home schooling. I'd also like to thank Teacherly for supporting this event and supporting the 2 prizes that we gave away of $50. And on our next show, which is going to take place on the 25th of April, we will have Ruby Kay, who will be joining us from Texas. She has done a lot of work on equality and poverty in education, trying to create a balance. Very deep, very meaningful message that will be delivered in 2 weeks' time on the 25th of April, 2020. Obviously, my name is Ivo Hannan. It's been a pleasure hosting this show. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about my work, you can look on my website, ivohannan.com. You can obviously subscribe to this channel at this link. You can follow me on Twitter at Evo_Hanan, or you can follow what I'm doing on Instagram, which is motivational and innovative with new ideas with Project Decade. Now, as we get a little bit further into the current situation, the current global crisis that we're all in, we need to remember there are a lot of people out there who have this infection and are not aware of it. There are a lot of people who have it and are currently suffering. And obviously, there are a lot of numbers that are unfortunately increasing at the moment around the world of people who are passing away. If I could leave you with one message, please stay safe, stay at home. Take care of yourselves and of each other. Until next time, goodbye.